Hi, welcome to the Musical Theater Factory vlog. I'm Bill Barry, producing artistic director at the Fifth Avenue, and we're here today to talk about Carousel. I am personally very excited about Carousel because I am going to be directing the show. I think one of the exciting things about Carousel is that it is an emotional roller coaster ride for an audience, where you have this great, passionate love story between these two characters who ultimately can never quite admit that they're in love, but when you're sitting in the audience, you know that they feel this great, deep love for one another. And then there's a great deal of emotion at the end of the show when you realize that Billy has done everything he possibly could to ensure that Julie and Louise will actually be able to live the rest of their lives without him with happiness and joy. One of the exciting things about Carousel was the design elements. To work with Sarah Nash Gates, who's doing the costume designs, and you've seen her work. She did Oliver last year on our stage. And working with Martin Christoffel, who I've worked with quite a bit over the years and have developed a really great artistic relationship with him. Martin's work has been seen in Little Shop of Horrors, West Side Story. He did the Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat we did a few years ago. He did The Music Man with me. When I sat down with Sarah and Martin, I sort of said, you know, let's start at the very beginning. Sounds like another musical, doesn't it? But I said, let's start at the beginning and not have any preconceived notions of what Carousel needs to look like or should look like. And that led us to create a design that in some ways is very emotional and evocative, as opposed to realistic and trying to put, you know, the coast of Maine on stage or an actual carousel on stage. I'm very excited about the design because I think it looks exactly like Carousel should look, but I don't think it looks like every other Carousel you've ever seen. Once again, we're partnering with Spectrum Dance Theater and Donald Byrd on this production, and this will be our fourth collaboration with Spectrum. And I think that what's exciting about collaborating with Spectrum is the level of dance that we're able to bring to the Fifth Avenue. And the Fifth Avenue always has great dancing on stage. Dancing is such a pivotal part of how the story is told. It's how we learn about these characters, their deep emotional lives. And so bringing Donald and Spectrum on board really helps us to fully realize that aspect of the show. The conversations I have with Donald are so thoughtful and fulfilling, and they're coming at it from this whole other dance perspective, which is not my area of expertise. I come from more of a straight-ahead theater storytelling perspective, sort of doing it with acting, and he does it through these visual images, and so I think it creates a really dynamic partnership between the two organizations. We have two amazing talents heading up our production of Carousel in the roles of Billy and Julie. First, we have Brandon O'Neill, who is going to be playing Billy Bigelow. And you've seen Brandon on our stage in The Pirate King, in Pirates of Penzance. You've seen him in Rent as Tom Collins. Most notably, Brandon went to Broadway in Aladdin, was one of the three sidekicks to Aladdin, and he's returning to Seattle, and this will be the first show he's done since being in Aladdin on Broadway. And Brandon is just sort of perfect for this role. Vocally, he sounds amazing, but he's got that sort of charisma. And then playing the role of Julie Jordan is Laura Griffith. And of course, you've seen Laura in numerous shows at the Fifth Avenue. She was Mary and the Librarian in The Music Man. And of course, she was the lead in A Room with a View last season. And who could forget her performance as the Lady of the Lake in Spamalot. So we're really excited to have her. I love working with Laura. Julie is an amazing part, and I'm really excited about Laura bringing herself to it. One of the most exciting parts of the show will be the 21-piece orchestra that the Fifth Avenue is assembling for Carousel. I think that when we do classics at the Fifth Avenue, it's one of the places that we always succeed is in the music. We have a commitment to having the show sound the way their creators originally intended them to, which means in the case of a show like Carousel, a large orchestra that has all the strings and all of the instruments that were part of the original and were what the creators originally asked for. It's going to be glorious. The music will just blow you away. With 21 pieces in the orchestra, great singers on the stage, you don't want to miss this. Thanks so much for watching the Musical Theater Factory vlog, and I can't wait to see you at the show.